Exactly 72 hours ago, someone took out an old photograph of you and broke down in uncontrollable tears. They cried so intensely that even the angels paused their duties to witness the scene. Not to comfort them, not to interfere, just to observe. And what unfolded next sent shockwaves through the entire spiritual hierarchy. Type 777 in the comments if you have sensed a strange shift in your energy recently, like invisible chains snapping from your wrists, and you are ready to understand why even your enemies have had to recognize who you have become. Stay with me until the very end, because I am going to reveal the exact moment that made this person realize they lost the greatest treasure of their life. Why their regret is sending shockwaves through the spiritual realm right now. And what divine compensation is being arranged for you as the universe rewrites your future. It is not random that you are watching this. This is not the algorithm. You were called here. If you are not one of the chosen, if you have never experienced deep betrayal from someone you truly loved, you will likely click away within the next 30 seconds. But if you are chosen, every word I speak will echo in your bones. Before I tell you who is crying over your photograph and why, you need to understand something about spiritual contracts that changes everything. What I am about to share will force you to see every relationship from your past through an entirely new lens. Let me explain what a soul mirror truly is. I am not speaking about some trendy New Age idea or abstract metaphysical theory. I am describing a real mechanism that operates within spiritual dimensions whether you believe in it or not. This system has been active for over 6,000 years, and most people live their entire lives without ever realizing how it functions. Every person who enters your life is assigned by divine intelligence. Some arrive as blessings to celebrate your victories. Some appear as lessons to teach you what you must learn. And a very select few come as mirrors, sent to reflect back to you exactly what you need to see about yourself, your strength, your capacity to love, and the wounds that still need healing. Here is what no one told you. What mainstream spiritual teachers often leave out. When someone comes into your life and triggers powerful emotions, when they make you feel deeper than ever before, when they push you to your absolute edge, when they force you to question everything you believed about yourself, that is not random. It is not coincidence. It is not misfortune. It is a pre-arranged agreement made before either of you were born. You sat across from them in the spiritual realm, in a space beyond time. Together, you agreed to play specific roles in each other's evolution. You agreed to love them. They agreed to leave. Both of you signed this contract fully aware of how it would end. Archangels operate under direct orders from God, assigning specific mirror souls to chosen ones at precise stages of their spiritual growth. These assignments are not casual. They are calculated with exact precision. The timing, the length, the intensity, even the specific words that would be spoken. All of it was planned in advance. These soul contracts are recorded in what ancient texts call the Book of Remembrance, a cosmic archive containing every agreement, every mission, every destiny path of every soul currently incarnated on Earth. And here is what makes this different from any other relationship you will ever experience. A mirror soul does not come to remain. They come to activate. They come to crack you open so the diamond within can emerge. They come to shatter your illusions so you can see your true power. They break your heart wide open so it can hold more love than you ever imagined possible. For 6,000 years of recorded human history, mirror souls have appeared in the lives of chosen ones just before their greatest transformation. The pattern never changes. First, an intense connection that feels destined. Then betrayal that feels like death. Then separation so painful it feels like your soul is being torn in two. And finally, after the pain has completed its work, elevation to a level you could never have reached if they had stayed. This pattern has repeated in the lives of prophets, mystics, leaders, and light workers throughout history. Every chosen one has faced the mirror soul test. And here is the shocking part. Most failed it. Until you. 72 hours ago, something shifted in the cosmic order that has not happened in over 2,000 years of documented spiritual history. Let me be clear about what took place. The person crying over your photograph just crossed a threshold of spiritual awareness that only 1 in 10 million people ever reach. They finally understood what they had when they had you, and more importantly, what they destroyed when they walked away. Do you remember that moment? That one conversation that changed everything? That night when the foundation of your world cracked and you could almost hear it breaking? You remember. Maybe it was a Friday night around 10 p.m. when your phone lit up with that message. Maybe it was a Tuesday afternoon when they spoke words that haunted you for months. Maybe it was a weekend morning when you reached for them and realized they were already gone. You were alone. Maybe in your room, lying on your bed, staring at the ceiling. Maybe sitting in your car in a parking lot, gripping the steering wheel. Maybe pacing your kitchen at 3 a.m. with that crushing pressure in your chest, like someone had reached into your rib cage and squeezed your heart with both hands. Breathing felt impossible. The air was heavy. Your throat tightened. Maybe you cried in violent waves. Or maybe you were too numb, sitting in an eerie calm while everything collapsed around you. You replayed every word, every moment. Was I not enough? Did I love too deeply? Did I give too much? Should I have been colder? Less available? Less real? And then the question that hurt the most, if I had been someone else, would they have stayed? You tortured yourself with alternate versions of reality. If I had said this instead. If I had fought harder. If I had let go sooner. But while you were sitting there, shattered and questioning everything, there were witnesses in the spiritual realm. Angels watched closely. Spirit guides observed. Entities beyond your visible dimension evaluated your response to this test with precision. Your entire soul file was open. How you handled that heartbreak would determine what level you could access next. And in that moment, you made a choice. You let them go, not because the pain faded, not because love disappeared, but because something deeper inside you understood that holding on would destroy what you were trying to protect. You chose dignity over desperation, silence over begging, even when every cell in your body screamed to say one more thing. Anyone can stay when love is returned. Anyone can hold on when it is easy. But to release someone you love with your entire soul, knowing they are making the greatest mistake of their life, that requires rare spiritual maturity. And that maturity was documented. What you did not know is that while you were breaking, a council assembled in the spiritual realm. They tested your surrender. They tested whether you could let go without becoming bitter. Whether you could honor someone's free will even when it shattered you. Most fail this test. Most fall into revenge, manipulation, or self-destruction. They build walls so high that love can never reach them again. But you shocked the heavens. Somewhere in your spirit, you blessed them. Maybe not aloud, but within yourself you released them with love. Even if it is not with me, I want you happy. Even if it hurts, I want you free. For the first time in over 2,000 years, a chosen one passed the test of unconditional love while still inside the wound. The angels reported this immediately. And a command was issued. Every person, situation, and entity blocking your destiny path was ordered to be removed. Protection protocols, normally reserved for prophets and warriors, were activated around you. Guardian angels were stationed at the entrances of your energy field with strict instructions. Allow only what serves their highest good. A seal was placed on your timeline. Accelerated blessings were authorized. What would have taken 10 years will now unfold in 10 months. Doors welded shut will swing open. People who overlooked you will suddenly see you clearly. And the veil was lifted from the eyes of the one who left. They were forced to see you as you truly are, not the narrative they created to justify walking away, but the rare, powerful, irreplaceable soul you have always been. The realization was devastating. They saw every moment they took you for granted. Every sacrifice you made. Every tear you cried alone. They remembered how you loved them when they were unlovable. How you stayed when others would have walked away. And 72 hours ago, when they looked at that photograph, something broke inside them. They saw your eyes. They remembered how you smiled when they entered a room. How your face lit up at the sound of their name. And they wept. Not quiet tears. Collapse. Sobs like someone grieving the dead. Because in that moment, they realized they destroyed the greatest love they will ever know. Now listen carefully. In the next 24 to 48 hours, you will feel changes. Physical changes before mental ones. A surge of energy. A brightness in your skin. People staring at you more. Strangers smiling. Children and animals drawn to you. You are radiating a frequency most spend lifetimes trying to access. Within a week, someone from your past will reach out. Maybe the one crying. Maybe someone else. Apologies will come. Explanations that feel rehearsed. Attempts to reconnect. This is not coincidence. It is the universe revealing who was only aligned with the older version of you. But hear this clearly. Their return does not mean you must reopen the door. Just because they recognize your value now does not mean they have earned access again. You are stepping into alignment. Your intuition will sharpen. You will sense intentions instantly. If a room feels heavy, leave. Do not rationalize it. Your body knows before your mind catches up. Financial blessings will appear unexpectedly. Not luck. Alignment. Your relationships will shift. You will attract those who match your frequency. Boundaries will be respected without explanation. And you will feel less attached to outcomes. Drama will bore you. Arguments will lose their grip. Saying no will feel natural. This is not coldness. It is wisdom. You are remembering who you are. Before this body, before this name, you existed as consciousness and agreed to a difficult mission. To love deeply in a time of darkness. To remain open in a world that closes. You are not ordinary. What they called too sensitive was actually your gift. Your depth is power. But you were never meant to save everyone. You were meant to love fully and release gracefully. The one crying over your photograph was not your soulmate. They were your trainer. And now that training is complete. Your true counterpart is being prepared. When you meet, it will not be chaos. It will feel like coming home. Like exhaling after holding your breath for years. Beyond romance, your influence is expanding. You are being positioned for impact. Everything you endured was preparation. The next 90 days will change everything. If this resonated, write 777 in the comments, not for me, but as a declaration that you are ready. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. Share this with someone in their own dark night. And remember this. The person crying over your photograph will not be the last to regret losing you. Let them. Your focus is no longer on who left. It is on who is arriving. On the doors opening. On the version of yourself emerging. You are chosen. You are protected. You are deeply loved. And your greatest chapter is just beginning. There is something else happening right now that I have not told you yet. And this part is not emotional. It is structural. When you passed that test, when you chose love without attachment, when you released without bitterness, you did not just unlock blessings. You unlocked authority. There is a difference. Blessings are gifts. Authority is access. Most people pray for outcomes. Very few are trusted with influence over outcomes. When you let them go with grace, you demonstrated something extremely rare in the spiritual realm. Power without control. Love without possession. Strength without ego. That combination shifts your rank. Yes, rank. Spiritual maturity operates in levels. Not as punishment. Not as favoritism, but as capacity. And capacity determines assignment. You are no longer being trained. You are being positioned. That heaviness you carried for months? It was weight training, emotional resistance training, heart endurance conditioning, and now your nervous system can hold more. More love, more money, more visibility, more responsibility, more impact. Without collapsing. This is the real reason the regret of the one who left had to activate now. Because if they had realized your value earlier, you might have gone back. And if you had gone back, you would have delayed your expansion. The universe does not reward attachment. It rewards alignment. And alignment requires space. Here is what is about to surprise you. Over the next 30 days, you will notice opportunities appearing that feel slightly intimidating. Not impossible, just bigger than what you are used to. A conversation that puts you in a leadership role. An idea that feels too bold to say out loud. An invitation that stretches your confidence. A responsibility that makes you think, why me? Because you are ready. You passed the emotional mastery threshold. And when emotional mastery increases, material reality reorganizes to match it. This is the part most people never hear. Your heartbreak was not just about love. It was about identity. The version of you who begged. The version of you who overgave. The version of you who feared abandonment. That version completed its cycle. And when an identity dissolves, destiny accelerates. Now let me give you something practical. In the next few days, pay attention to repetition. Numbers that appear frequently. The same message from different people. The same idea resurfacing in your mind. The same opportunity knocking twice. This is confirmation sequencing. The universe repeats before it elevates. If something appears once, observe it. If it appears twice, consider it. If it appears 3 times, act. You are entering a phase where hesitation costs more than action. Not reckless action, aligned action. There is also a karmic balancing occurring behind the scenes. Not revenge, not punishment, correction. Energy must equalize. The love you poured into the wrong place is being redirected to the right one. The time you lost is being converted into accelerated timing elsewhere. The emotional investment that felt wasted is being compounded into wisdom that will protect you from future misalignment. Nothing was wasted. Nothing. Even the nights you cried built resilience in your nervous system. Even the questions you asked strengthened your discernment. Even the silence trained your self-respect. And here is the final layer of this bonus message. The person crying over your photograph is experiencing awakening through loss. You are experiencing awakening through release. Loss awakens regret. Release awakens power. You chose power. Now, over the next 90 days, 3 things will become undeniable. You will stop chasing. Completely. You will start attracting without trying. You will feel internally stable in a way that surprises you. And when that stability locks in, nothing external will shake you the same way again. This is the real upgrade. Not getting them back, not proving your worth, not being validated, but becoming unshakable. When you become unshakable, you become magnetic. And when you become magnetic, destiny does not need to be chased. It arrives. So if you feel that internal shift right now, not excitement, not hype, but calm certainty, then you already know. The chapter of proving is over. The chapter of receiving has begun.